I hate to say this, but J.R.R. Tolkien, one of the greatest men that lived during the 20th century, his legacy, his beautiful world of Middle-earth, and everything is being marred by woke agendas and woke nonsense. And it disgusts me to see this happen. All of these horrible people are using Tolkien and his world to push woke agendas and telling lies about Tolkien. These people aren't in it because they love Tolkien, and that has been exposed completely over the past few months. It started with Amazon wanting to push a lot of woke nonsense in the Lord of the Rings show, and now the OneRing.net has jumped on board, and the Tolkien Society has jumped on board to push woke agendas and woke nonsense in the name of Tolkien, which is horrific stuff. So we're going to be taking a look at the OneRing.net first, and then we're going to be taking a look at the Tolkien Society, because both of these places that have claimed for years and years to have wanted to honor the legacy of Tolkien, have shown that that is not the case. They don't care about Tolkien. They have been corrupted. They have been corrupted. Just like with the One Ring, they have been corrupted by woke nonsense. Before we continue with this video, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, The Coldest Water. As you can hear, I have ice in my water bottle right now. I just refilled it, and I am addicted to this water bottle. It is the best water bottle that I have ever received, and I will never have to buy another one, because not only is this water bottle super hardy, it floats as well in any sort of water and stuff, so you don't have to worry about losing this even when it's full and stuff. It also is odor resistant, and it will fit in pretty much any cup holder that you can think of. This water bottle is great, and I love it, and I am so thankful that I have this now, because I'm someone who is very picky about the water bottles that I have, and I hate the ones that especially have odors within them. This one does not have that problem at all. So, and it keeps your drinks cold for up to 36 hours, which is fantastic. I proved that myself yesterday by filling it up, and indeed, my water was still cold after 36 hours, which was incredible. So I have no complaints about this water bottle at all, and you guys need to get one as well, because I can tell you one thing: you will have no regrets when you get this water bottle, especially if you are trying to get more healthy and you want to drink more water. This is the best way to do that. I guarantee you that. So with that being said, make sure you go check out The Coldest Water. Links are in the description of this video. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the video. So let's go ahead and get into this. The Lord of the Rings fan site implies that J.R.R. Tolkien, as a Catholic, would celebrate LGBTQ. Which obviously doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Tolkien, like it says, is a Catholic. And we're going to be seeing some epic responses to this here. So, the OneRing.net has proved that they don't know anything about Tolkien. They don't know shit about Tolkien. These same people were totally fine with some of the nonsense that was in the Tolkien movie that came out a while ago, which I enjoyed a lot of things about that movie, but there were also some things about that movie that just weren't really well done as far as honoring the legacy of Tolkien, and the OneRing.net never brought up any of those issues, but we're going to get into this. So, listen,
we've been dealing with homophobic comments for decades, and it's still wrong. Whatever toxic arguments are being said now about Lord of the Rings fandom and adaptations is the same trash that said Ian McKellen was the worst affront to Tolkien's legacy ever. Hashtag pride.
Which, you know, I don't remember much about any sort of criticisms with Ian McKellen. And I mean, I have been an avid fan of Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson's movies, ever since they came out. Ever since they were in theaters, I've been a huge fan. And I literally cannot think of a single instance where someone said, yeah, but I don't really like Ian McKellen because he's gay and he was the worst affront to Tolkien's legacy. And I'm someone who has grown up in very conservative circles, who has grown up, you know, in Christian churches and everything else. So I've been around all sorts of people that would be saying that type of stuff, and they have never said it. So this is just victimhood lies that are being pushed by the OneRing.net and falsehoods. So Twitter user BlackSageD responded to this initial tweet Wait until you find out that J.R.R. Tolkien is a devout Roman Catholic Christian. Boy, are you guys in for a major shock. In fact, Lord of the Rings was heavily inspired by Christianity, and I'm pretty sure Christianity doesn't look too kindly on the alphabet people. So, and it doesn't mean that people, and that's the thing also, is that, like, it doesn't mean that Christians don't look kindly on alphabet people. We just don't look kindly on the choices that they make in their lives and some of their lifestyle choices and things like that. So, you know, there's always that distinction there. We don't look kindly on some of that stuff, but that doesn't mean that we don't look kindly on those people, because we should, as Christians, look kindly on everyone. So there's a distinction there that a lot of people aren't willing to look at as far as the nuance. You know, the leftists, they always talk about nuances. Well, there's a nuance for you. So the OneRing.net responded and said, Tolkien followed the church, and the church celebrates LGBTQ. So I think the surprise is on you. I don't know who the F this person is that is in charge of the Twitter account for the OneRing.net, but this person needs to go. They need to go. They are a disgrace. They're a disgrace to Tolkien. They're a disgrace to Tolkien's faith. They're a disgrace to Tolkien's legacy. And they're a disgrace to Lord of the Rings and Middle-earth. This person needs to go. And this is completely false. The church celebrates LGBTQ? What in the F are you talking about? What the F are you talking about? So, Father Christopher Miller, a Catholic priest, responded to this claim from the OneRing.net and said, at the OneRing.net, what the heck? As a priest of Catholic Church, of which Tolkien was a devout member, that I can tell you that we do not celebrate LGBTQ. Particularly back when Tolkien was a member. I can tell you that. There was absolutely none of that was being celebrated whatsoever within the Catholic Church when Tolkien was alive. You do realize that Catholic symbolism through Lord of the Rings, right? Lembas as the Eucharist, the real bread of life. So, and there's all sorts of things that back that up, that show that no, the OneRing.net doesn't know what the heck they're talking about. They don't know what the heck they're talking about. That much is true. That much is obvious. So, so we're also going to be taking a look at some things from the Tolkien Society as well. So, transgender realities in the Lord of the Rings facing accusations of racism. Tolkien Society to focus on diversity at seminar. So, once again, what we have here is we have a society, a community, whatever else, a club, whatever you want to call them, of people that claim to be huge fans of Tolkien, that claim to be people who want to protect and honor Tolkien's legacy, and then they do this type of nonsense that goes to show that is not the case. All they're doing at this point is using Tolkien to push woke agendas. So the Tolkien Society has announced that the theme of its 2021 summer seminar held July 3rd to 4th will be Tolkien and diversity. Established in 1969, the Society describes itself as an educational charity and literary organization founded to promote the work of Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit author J.R.R. Tolkien. It claims hundreds of members in 22 countries and received the blessing of Tolkien himself when he agreed to become the Society's president. But the inkling bard might be less inclined to serve today were he aware of the organization's latest seminar.
So while interest in the topic of diversity has steadily grown within Tolkien research, the Society says, it is now receiving more critical attention than ever before. Spurred by recent interpretations of Tolkien's creations and the cast list of the upcoming Amazon show The Lord of the Rings, it is crucial we discuss the theme of diversity in relation to Tolkien. This has always been one of the giant complaints when it comes to leftists and the wokesters. They have always complained about diversity in Lord of the Rings. They've always complained about this, and they continue to make these weird analogies that orcs are supposed to be black people, which is just freaking racist. I'm sorry, but that is just so freaking racist to look at an orc and think black person. That is racist beyond belief. That is insane to me. They also will complain about the fact that there are not enough female characters within Lord of the Rings and stuff.
They will also say that there's too many white characters. So these are all complaints that people have about Lord of the Rings that have been complaints that have been pushed by leftists and wokesters. And now the freaking Tolkien Society has decided to jump on board with this nonsense as well. So what we have here is we have a schedule of some of the people that are going to be talking and some of their topics. So Cordelia Logston is going to talk about Gondor and transition, a brief introduction to transgender realities in The Lord of the Rings. What? Christopher Vaccaro, pardoning Saruman, the queer in Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. Sultana Raza, projecting Indian myths, culture, and history onto Tolkien's world. Do you guys not see the pattern here? These people are abusing and using Tolkien's works to try to push woke agendas, and that disgusts me. Nicholas Byrne says the Lossoth indigeneity, identity, and anti-racism. So that's another complaint that people have continued to have, is that Tolkien was a racist, which absolutely was not true at all. Especially if you read any of Tolkien's letters, especially to his sons and his children and everything else, you would see that that was not the case. He also refused to work with, I believe it was a German printing company, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm getting my facts right. He refused to work with a German printing company that wanted to push anti-Semitism because they were trying to push anti-Semitism. Tolkien believed in you know, freedom for everybody and liberty for everybody. And he was not a fan of discrimination at all. But these people don't realize that because these people don't actually know who Tolkien is. Very evidently clear by some of this nonsense. Sarah Brown, the Invisible Other, Tolkien's Dwarf Women and the Feminine Lack. Robin Reed, Queer Atheists, Agnostics, and Animists. Oh my. Dana Peterson, Deprose, Something Mighty Queer, Destabilizing Cis Hetero Heteronormity in the works of Tolkien. So this is just all insane stuff that is being pushed right now, and it is ridiculous that this is it's just insane and ridiculous to me that the Tolkien Society and the OneRing.net have been corrupted by woke nonsense. But this is where we're at. Everything is becoming more corrupted by woke nonsense, and it is destroying things like Lord of the Rings. It is destroying things like Tolkien's legacy. These people don't know who Tolkien is. They very clearly, they don't know anything about Tolkien. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new here to my channel. I'd appreciate that a lot. Make sure you go check out The Coldest Water. Links are in the description, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart's desire.